In this video, we're going to install an under-sink water filter along with a faucet dedicated for that filtered water and use this little water tester to compare results straight from the filter versus straight from our well. To start off this project, I'm dropping all the parts here on the counter, and after a bunch of looking around, I went with the Hydroviv water filter. Their marketing tactics probably worked on me, but that's who I went with. They supply the necessary hardware to connect it up without needing anything extra, but because I'm adding a dedicated filtered water faucet, I needed to get a few extra pieces of hardware. These compression fittings may differ from what you need for your sink. Our main faucet is from Menards, and we tried to use Amazon to match the color as best as possible, and this is what we came up with. Link below if you want to check it out. You can check out a previous video I did installing this sink, which came with pre-marked areas for drilling in to add accessories on the top. To add a little protection from damaging the surface, I did a double layer of masking tape. This faucet requires me to drill a 1/2-inch hole, but I'm going to have to work my way up to it. So I started with a really small bit and worked my way up a little bit at a time. Finally, I got the 1/2-inch bit through, cleaned up the area a little bit, tested out the faucet to make sure the hole size worked, then went to installing it. My next step was to disconnect the water line going to our refrigerator and install my extra hardware. I first removed the hose going to the fridge from this T and also removed the adapter that was connected. The faucet did come with these quick connect fittings, which seemed to lack some quality, but they did work. But because of the quality of the plastic, it was a little bit difficult to get the threads tightened properly on this supply line. Next, I connected that supply line to the bottom of the faucet with the quick connect fitting, and then the other end of that hose connected up to the side of the filter with the brass threads. Next, I connected this T up to my other T, and the bottom line went to the fridge and the top line is going to the water filter. This PVC line, the little grommet bushing, and the threaded compression screw all were included with the filter. Next, I wanted to make sure to dry off everything before checking for leaks. And this is what it sounds like when you turn the water back on. That creaking sound was the water pressure building up and I believe locking the tubing into the quick connect fittings. For the first time turning on the faucet, there will be some air in the line and spit out water on you. You are supposed to let this run for a few minutes to get the water established through the filter completely. I wanted to do a little test to compare the water, so I'm getting water from the filtered faucet, and then this happened. So it's showing my parts per million number being in the area exceeding 100, so it's hard water, which discouraged me a little bit because of setting up this filter and taking the time to do all that work, and then it's supposedly not even good water to drink. I continued the test and the numbers it gave me are for a high tap or mineral spring water, which extra minerals in your water is healthy, right? I compared the unfiltered water and the results are nearly the same. I was a little discouraged, so I emailed the company just to make sure that their filter was working right, and they replied with a lot of this technical mumbo jumbo, which you can pause the video to read if you would like. And even after all their explaining, I still asked, so it is safe to drink the water through the filter, correct? To which they said, yes, you can drink the water coming from our system safely. So that's what we are doing to save money from drinking bottled water, and we also use this for our tea and coffee. I may at some point add a whole house water filtered system to further improve the water, but for now this works for us. I hope the video helped you out, and if you enjoyed it, you know what to do to follow for more.